has it been looking now that we had protests on Tuesday last week and also Thursday, and this week we are looking at the whole week of that?
Thank you. So, of course, stability is very, very important for business. And Kenya is a constitutional democracy. Article 37, of course, gives people the right to be able to protest peacefully whenever they feel there's an issue to be addressed. And it's responsibility of government, everyone else, to be able to discuss and find solutions for those. Business, depends on peace and stability, and that's why we, as the Global Peace Foundation, we continue always to call for peaceful resolutions of disagreements. Whatever, the disagreements never end; they're always there,
yes.
And that's why, that's why we are there. Well, that's why we have government there. Well, that's why we have parliament. That's why we have the judiciary. These are bodies that have been put there to be able to solve these issues. We can never run away from problems. And as a country, we must always be ready to take on these issues as they emerge. And but I know that our country is resilient. Our economy is resilient. We have come from very difficult histories. Even COVID, recently we had floods. And so these are emerging issues, and as a country, we should always be ready to find solutions for this problem. And also, this one will also come to pass, and we hope that everything will be resolved peacefully.
Thank you so much. And Ismail, let me just speak your thoughts on this, on whatever is going on in the country at the moment, and how this looks, especially in terms of even leadership.
Well, thank you. This, like my friend and colleague Daniel just mentioned, is part of our democracy. We are a constitutional democracy, which provides us the space for expression, including of discontent and disagreement, and therefore it doesn't worry me in that sense. It is many countries. Kenya is a good democracy, good, and what happens here from time to time doesn't happen in many countries where the citizens are able to go to the streets or express themselves in whatever form, address the president in however they feel like, address anybody else. I just hope that we get focused on the issues so that we are not focusing on things that are not at the core of what needs to be conveyed, which is the cost of living, the need for engagement by government and consultation. Public consultation is entrenched in the Constitution, and I think that brings to the fore what exactly constitutes public consultation. Because on the one hand, government will say, we held so many forums and so forth, and the backbone of the nation, which is the youth, an enlightened youth at that, are saying we haven't been consulted, or consultation has not been deep and expanded enough to include us, who are stakeholders in this. And that is the essence of this. So if we don't lose the big picture of what this whole business is all about, there is an opportunity to redefine very many things, to redefine priorities. So,
all right, thank you so much, Ismail, for that, and Daniel, for also bringing out the aspect of peaceful cohesion and existence. All right, so let's get right into the conversation. When you look at peace in terms of leadership in a region, and especially in a country like Kenya, because now we are speaking about the economy, and we're speaking about how it grows. How does peace contribute to the development of a country, especially when it comes to the economy, when it comes to different industries, when it comes to how we trade with different and our neighbors as well. Let me start with you, Daniel.
Yeah, there's a nexus between peace and development and economy, and it's basically a no-brainer that you need peace to be able to do business.
Yes.
You know, without peace, you can't have investors coming into your country. And so this is very, very critical. And even just look around the region. You look around the region, and that the reason why Kenya is the strongest democracy in the region, the biggest democracy in the region, because we have always been able to find ways of managing whatever whatever arises. And if you look at other countries, where we have conflicts, give example, look at what's going on in the Sudan, historically Somalia, you see that investors are not able to go there. Local and international investors cannot go there, and we need investment to be able to grow the economy. And so it's very, very critical, and that's why as a foundation, we have been, doing our work, which is basically to do peace building, because in a society, there will always be, issues coming up, and when they come up, again, as human beings, that's why we are not animals. Human beings must find ways of addressing those issues and coming up with a solution the same. And you have seen even during elections. During elections, we have had issues whereby whenever we go to election in the country, there's always that tension.
Yes.
And that's why Global Peace Foundation, during elections, we have been doing programs. Last year, in 2022, we had a program with the National Cohesion Integration Commission, and we said that we need uchaguzi bila noma, elections bila noma, and also working with KEPSA. We have been running the Kenya Daima campaign. And why did the business community go into that? Because the business community went through a lot of losses in 2007, 2008 when we had post-election violence.
Yes.
And so we learned from that. And they said, rather than wait, for the results, when there's already, when the situation has been damaged, we must be able to control this, the scenario and ensure that we arrest it before it gets out of hand. And so I think it is very, very critical that we maintain that pace, that model of arresting these issues before they get out of hand.
Okay.
And so we are very, very hopeful that even what is going on now is something that the business community, they may feel threatened. But I am very hopeful that if both parties play their role, basically we have the person who is talking and this person who is listening.
Yes.
So the people who are listening, and in this case, I think Parliament has a responsibility. This is their work. This is their work, for example, these issues that are being raised by the Gen Zs. It's the work of Parliament, and the Parliament are elected by the people. So they basically need to do their job, listen to the people, and then address those issues.
Okay.
When they're going, I think they're going to the president, but I think the issue is with the Parliament. Parliamentarians need to do their job and give the feedback.
All right.
And then the nation is able to move on.
I need to just cut you right there. We just need to go for a short break. But when we come back, we're still going to be speaking to this particular gentleman on how peace can, of course, social and peaceful just cohesion can really improve the economy, and also going forward what we need to do as a country. So don't go too far. We'll be back with more.